As a kid growing up, we all remember the times when we were playing these type of games at 3 a.m. with our best friends, having the time of our lives. But if we continue these type of habits, we can sort of develop a thing that I like to say, video game addiction. Today I'll be talking about video game addiction and the causes, problems, solutions on the whole topic. Today I'll be talking about problems, about how video game addiction detaches you from reality and its mental health issues that it also has with it. And I'm going to transition after that into some causes like prioritizing gaming over other activities and the COVID 19 pandemic. And I'll finish off my whole speech by talking about solutions about what we can do, what parents can do, and what the government can do all in together. So to start off, we know video game addiction is very self-explanable. That you're addicted to something. Addiction is something that a lot of people face in their everyday lives. But when it comes to video game addiction, it's something that it's not as noticeable when you're the person who's addicted. It becomes more noticeable with the people around you, and that's what I'm going to be talking about mostly today and bringing awareness to the actual topic. So to start it off, into problems. So for my first problem, I have detaching you from reality. The detachment of how video games puts you in another reality where you don't understand what's happening in your actual reality. From the NLA Media on October 8th in 2019 from Ryan Williams says, gaming disorder is also significantly impairing your personal family, social, educational, and occupational aspects of your life. So as we know right away from the NLA Media that a gaming disorder is affecting us, our actual reality in life, our educational, family, social type of aspects of our life. And with video game addiction, like I said, for the first problem, it detaches you from reality. You're put into a different reality where all you focus on is these games. The games that make you have fun, they give you good enjoyment. But at one point, it detaches you from a certain reality where the things you need to really focus on, you're not focusing on. And to transition into my second problem, the mental health issues. So from the Sunday Telegraph on May 19th in 2019 says MRI scans have pointed to links between depression and video game addiction, as well as addictive video games can have a similar effect on children's brains as drug abuse or alcoholism. So right away we see the MRI scans are showing that these video game addictions are having the same effects on kids' brains as someone who is addicted to drugs and alcohol. Now that's a very big statement to say out there. Being addicted to drugs and alcohol, we all know, has a very big effect on a person's mind. But we're getting told here from scans and actual scientific research that it's also affecting your mental health at a point where it's causing depression at the same effect as drugs and alcohol. So now I'm going to transition into my causes, the causes of detachment from reality, the causes of these mental health issues, of the depression, the type of effects it affects on your brain. I'm going to transition into some causes now. So from the Daily Telegraph on May 28th in 2019 says, the classification defines gaming disorder as increasing priority to gaming over other activities. So as my first cause, as I said, was prioritizing games over other activities. Like the Daily Telegraph says, we're increasing our priority for gaming over, we have homework, school, and other things that we really focus on. We need to put our effort in, our emotion, invest in these type of things like school, our actual mental health. And if we don't invest in these things and we prioritize playing our game, having our fun with our friends, it really becomes a very imbalance. There's no balance in the middle where you're having your fun time and you're having the time where you need to focus on yourself. There's no balance with it. You're prioritizing these things where you prioritize your temporary happiness over your long-term happiness, and that becomes a very big problem. It creates these video game addictions and whatsoever. Now to go into transition to my second cause, the COVID-19 pandemic. So from the Daily Gleaner on the 13th of April 2020 says, from Old Kakarif says, it's become a way for millions of quarantined people to pass the time and stay connected to others without spreading COVID-19. So yes, I myself am guilty for this, spending a lot of time on their phone and playing games during this whole COVID-19 pandemic, enjoying their lives, because at the same time we were all hurt, we were all affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, and we all needed to find a way to, get our minds off the news and just, have some time to, have fun, enjoy our lives. And the only way to do that with the whole COVID-19 pandemic was to be on social media, to play our games. And I myself was playing, Call of Duty, all these type of games late at night with my friends. It was a fun time, but when you carry these type of habits and you don't escape them when the pandemic is getting a bit easier, and you prioritize that, like I said in my last cause, this COVID-19 pandemic, it gives you time to either, waste your time and be lazy, or it gives you the time to reinvest in yourself and understand, what can I do in this meantime where I have so much free time in my whole life, where this is the perfect moment where I can reinvest in myself and become a better person. Yes, I myself was playing a lot of games these times, but at the same time on the side, I was, trying to understand, because I was going to graduate at the time soon, what I was going to do for the rest of my life. And this is why I put COVID-19 as the second cause, because, this whole pandemic, it either brought the best out of people or it brought the worst. And I think that's a very bold statement, a very true statement to say at the same time. This whole COVID-19 pandemic was not easy for everyone, but at the same time, you had the chance to become better. And if some people choose to prioritize these gaming, it creates a video game addiction, which is one of the main causes. Now I'm going to transition to my solutions. So as I stated before, I had 3 solutions. I had what we can do, what the parents can do, and what the government can do. So to start it off, from the US State News on the 21st October in 2019 says, it is starting to interfere with their life, ? Are they starting to miss school or work because they were late at night trying to get to the next level? So these are questions you need to ask yourself. And this is why I made solution number 1, what we can do. We need to ask ourselves, is people around us getting interfered with their actual realities? Is gaming interfering with their reality and their social life and their work life? These are the questions we need to ask ourselves to understand other people's perspectives, to fix them, get them on the right role. And to transition into my second solution, what parents can do. From the Irish Times on the 26th of October in 2021 says, the first step is to sit with your child and talk and agree with schedules and boundaries. So I made parents one of the main solutions for this type of video game addiction, because these video game addictions usually happen with little kids or kids who are growing up, maturing. Parents still have a very high power against them, so they can create boundaries, schedule them, get them having some time to be outside, have their little activities going on. And to finish off with my last solution, what the government can do. So from the Japan News on the 20th of February 2021 says, governments will also prepare treatment guidelines and a treatment system for video game addiction. So I think this is very beautiful for gaming, and people who are getting affected by these type of things, they have the type of treatment to get fixed. And to clear it off, that was my whole topic about video game addiction. I talked about some problems, causes, and solutions. Thank you.